as your investing coach, a big part of my job is to make you feel like the business of, well, business can actually be interesting. So given that the Super Bowl, where the Seattle Seahawks are going to face off against Denver Broncos at MetLife Stadium, coming this Sunday, I think it's worth pointing out that pro football is not only the most popular sport in America, it's also a huge business. In fact, the NFL is the most lucrative sports league on the planet by far. This is one of the world's strongest entertainment brands. Last year, the NFL raked in over $8 billion in revenues. The league believes it can grow that to $25 billion by 2027, which would represent tremendous growth over the next 13 years for any company. Business may be inherently boring to most people, but football is inherently interesting, especially with the Super Bowl just days away. That's why I'm thrilled to have Eric Grubman. He's the National Football League's Executive Vice President of NFL Ventures and Business Operations, here with us to talk about the business of football. Eric, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you. Yep.
All right, I'm going to play a tape of a commercial that frankly kind of blew me away, and I want to talk about it. Let's take a look.
Go ahead.
And the last pick is...
They didn't call my name, told me it was over. But I've been deaf since I was 3, so I didn't listen. And now I'm here with a lot of fans in the NFL cheering me on, and I can hear them all.
On the conference call for Procter & Gamble, Duracell, they mentioned this. They said that this is an actual needle mover. How does it happen? Why is the NFL, when it's affiliated with the company, moving the needle when no other sports people can?
That's an example. That's a great example of two great brands. The NFL cuts through. We have hundreds of millions of people who watch, and Procter & Gamble has great brands. And what they did was they created a commercial that fused those two things. When you can cut through, it moves the needle. And there are very few properties amongst the clutter of thousands of channels of various media that can reliably cut through.
NFL makes it tough. Those are actual videos of a man in Seahawks, which means that's an NFL product, and it has that little symbol. That's an NFL product. You can't replicate this, and you can't just do it on your own, right?
No, it's the authenticity of it. You got to come to the NFL and NFL players to get that. And when you create that in a 30-second clip and you draw at that emotion around a sport and an athlete that people see as really supersized in their own lives, it's just very magical. And I tip my hat to the creative people who made that. It is just awesome.
But the NFL has to okay. You can't just go through.
We okay everything. Mark Waller and his staff in marketing and our creative people review everything, and they approve everything. And we hope that they get it right all the time.
All right. Now, I see you're on the lapels. You're not wearing your usual. I see you've got some new decal. What have you got?
All right. So I got the NFL pin. I'm glad you noticed. And right below it is a limited edition pin for Super Bowl. This one happens to be the fire department and police departments of New York and New Jersey. We all owe a lot to them in all areas, and in this area, in our recent memory, we owe them a tremendous debt of gratitude. So we're tipping our hat to them, and I'm taking the opportunity on your show to wear that pin.
Well, if someone wants to buy them, can they give money?
Yes, you can buy them and you can trade them. This is a terrific NFL licensee named Windcraft, and if you go to Macy's 4th floor, they have an active pin trading environment. Take a pin and trade for a pin. It's pretty cool.
Okay, now we've got the jerseys out here. I understand from travel people that it's the Broncos who are predominant, and the 12th man kind of got left behind in Seattle. What's the breakdown?
I don't actually know the most recent breakdown. Broncos is probably a little bit stronger right now, but you can really never tell. There's exciting players on both, and there's a lot of pent-up demand for the Broncos, who have not been to the Super Bowl in a longer period of time than the Seahawks have been to the Super Bowl. So there's some of that, but, you know, things can change pretty rapidly once the teams get here and the media starts going.
All right. How's fantasy changed the sport?
Fantasy has changed the sport by opening up the aperture into people in the families who didn't use it before. And so you have grandmothers writing testimonials to how they're talking to their grandchildren through fantasy. So that's one big way, and it's very big. Another way is the use and the insatiable need for statistics and information. Sports buffs, and I know you're core in a number of sports. You guys have consumed statistics your whole lives to keep track of players, but now you keep track of it for your own competition. So the need is driven to new ways of delivering them, new ways of using them, The digital medium is absolutely primed for this. People are inventing new techniques and new devices, and we're going to deploy them.
And we watched the fourth quarter of games that you wouldn't expect otherwise.
Well, you watch the fourth quarter of games you wouldn't expect, and you have to see all the fourth quarters.
Right.
You also have to see the red zone, because so much of it is related to points. And people are trying to figure out what gives them an edge. Now they know what it's like to be in the NFL, be a coach or a player. They're going to want to know what's the body heat on a player if that ends up correlating somehow to performance.
Okay, now I have to ask you, as we talk about how big the brand is, there's a lot of stuff today. Senator Coburn, a populist senator, NFL still popular. Americans wanted to pay taxes. He's introduced a bill, sent stuff out today saying the NFL's got tax-exempt status. They make all this money and they're not paying taxes.
Well, I respect Senator Coburn tremendously for his position on lots of areas that protect all of us as taxpayers. And let me simply say this about taxes. There's nothing that the NFL does that has not been audited many times. That's number one. Number two, taxes are paid on the revenues. The taxes are paid when the money gets to the clubs. So all the money comes in, then all the money goes out, much like a partnership. And many of your viewers are used to the investing in partnerships of many different kinds. Taxes are paid. They're paid when the money gets distributed.
One last question. Goldman Sachs partner, Navy submariner, Baltimore Gas and Electric seem to be ready for anything after last year's outage. Are you redoubling, or is there is no possibility of a power surge or a heating issue or something that can make it so there's an interruption?
I'm an old engineer. I never say 0%, and I never say 100%. But Ralph LaRosa at PG&E and his team have done a phenomenal job. MetLife Operations have done a phenomenal job. As Al Kelly, chairman of the host committee, said yesterday, he wishes he could have sold tickets to our power meetings. There's a lot of people there. The team is ready. The power company is ready. The stadium is ready. The lights are going to be on.
Excellent. I want to thank Eric Grubman. He's Executive Vice President of the NFL. And I want to wish you good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.